Hi everyone, now welcome to Alaska Weather. This is issued on September 27th, 2023, and let's begin. First of all, we have a very nice picture from the Alaska Volcano Observatory. Thank you, Christy Wallace. This is Kodiak Harbor, and suspended volcanic ash is that haze that you see in the distance. And that's due to some northwesterly winds that are picking up ash from Katmai volcano, all the ash that has settled in that area, and it's being lofted up by the wind and brought all the way out to Kodiak Island. So real nice day there other than the ash in the air. So let's take a look at the satellite image. First of all, we've got a low out in the Bering Sea, and you can see it's getting pretty disorganized. This system is weakening a bit. Also, we have a low over in the Cape Spencer area with a ridge of high pressure in between over the state and a couple of weak cold fronts in the northern sections. So let's play that again and so you can see the east. And then here's what it looks like in the surface analysis that I just did just a few minutes ago. So we've got a 996 millibar low off of Cape Spencer, ridge of high pressure, 1017 that's well south of the Gulf, but it extends all the way up into western Alaska with 1014 millibars. And then also you can see the disorganized clouds, but still it's a pretty good system, 998 millibars, low out in the Bering Sea, a full occluded front, all wrapped all the way around the system, and a fairly weak cold front. And then we have a couple of systems to the north, including one over northeastern Russia that's very, very slowly moving into the Chukchi Sea. So for tonight's weather, that low, again, weak in the Bering Sea, weakens to 999 millibars, not too far from the Pribilofs. And that front, again, advancing into the Chukchi Sea. The ridge over central Alaska now, 1019 millibars, but notice that ridge in the south, south of the Gulf of Alaska, is strengthened to 1022 millibars, and it will continue to do so. In the meantime, taking a look at, we've got for off of Juneau there, the low is actually moved eastward, consolidated with another weak kind of trough that was off of Kodiak, and that system is now all the way weakened to 1011 millibars, which is pretty weak low for a system in the fall here, and a little bit of a trough causing some precipitation offshore. Still the Yakutat area getting some precipitation, as well as a little bit of snow over the higher elevations like Mount St. Elias and Cape Fairweather. In the meantime, another low moving into northwest Canada. And then on Thursday, the low that's in the Bering Sea weakens to 1004 millibars. The ridge over the state, it's still it's still fairly strong, 1018 in the state, but look at how that ridge keeps building south of the Gulf of Alaska, 1024 millibars, and then the low in the Gulf has completely dissipated. And then what we've got well to the south here is a low that's really spinning up and developing very, very quickly, so that by Friday, that's a 971 millibar storm force low. On the backside, you could see some 50 knots in that occluded front, but that's well south of our forecast areas. In the meantime, that front has moved into the Chukchi Sea, a new one, whereas the old one has moved across the north slope. It's really, really dissipating, giving a little bit of light snow over the Brooks Range or so, a little bit maybe north of out in the Beaufort Sea, but the Chukchi Sea is also probably going to get some snow. Check out this warm front that's with the system. It's really pumping up some moisture, so you can expect the Alaska Peninsula and the southern part of Kodiak Island is getting some pretty good rain. In the meantime, some higher elevations, a little bit of light snow, and then most of the precipitation in northwestern Canada. So our low temperatures Thursday morning definitely fall-like. Temperatures around freezing, maybe in the upper 20s, all along the north slope into the Brooks Range. You can see down to just about 20 degrees. Under clear skies in the central interior, you could easily see some readings in the teens. Meanwhile, in the west, things are warming up with that system that's forcing that warm air aloft that's out on the west coast, and temperatures in the mid-30s all the way up into the 40s. South Central, in the meantime, under clear skies, are temperatures that you'd expect in the 30s, and then on out in the Bering Sea, easily temperatures in the 40s, like St. Paul, 44. In the meantime, taking a look at the Panhandle, we've got temperatures in the mid-40s. And then for Thursday afternoon, those ramp up to almost to 60 degrees in a lot of locations. But across South Central, temperatures still remaining in the 40s, maybe into the lower 50s or so. As you get up country in the central interior, a broad scale of high temperatures in the 40s, and then for the Brooks Range, temperatures near freezing, and then along the north slope, temperatures in the 30s or the lower 40s. And then notice that the Alaska Peninsula has now got some temperatures in the mid-50s and all the way out to Shemya. And so low temperatures on Friday morning, again for the north slope, temperatures in the 30s, not quite freezing, but as soon as you get inland a ways, temperatures in the 20s. On the west coast, with those systems that have been coming up in there, temperatures in the mid to upper 30s or so, and then as you get further south, like Bethel, temperature around 40. As you get out closer to the coast with a little bit warmer water, start seeing those lower 40s, Alaska Peninsula in the 40s, and then for the Panhandle, the temperatures all across in the 40s all across the board. And then for Friday afternoon for the north slope, again, we've got temperatures in the upper 30s, lower 40s with those systems moving across. Brooks Range near freezing, otherwise a broad swath of 40s all the way from the Alcan out to the west coast. Temperatures maybe getting to around 50 in the Kenai Peninsula or so, and then a few 50 readings out on the Alaska Peninsula, 50 for the Pribilofs, and then as you go out the Aleutians, low 50s, and then almost to 60 for Prince of Wales Island on Friday afternoon. So now we're going to take a quick look at our 6 to 10 day outlook. Temperatures running, pretty good probability they're going to be running below normal anywhere in the southeast mainland all the way down into the Panhandle, and running at least a chance of below normal all the way up to Arctic Village and down to Kodiak Island. In the meantime, a little bit warmer on the west coast, so let's say a little better than 50% chance for the west coast, and normal temperatures for the Bering Sea area. And then for our precipitation outlook, most of the mainland has a better than 50% chance that it's going to be above normal precipitation. But note that South Central, Kenai Peninsula, the North Gulf Coast, over to Yakutat, and even down into the southeast, looking for a better than even chance of a below normal precipitation. After all, this is a wet time of year down there. And then for the 8 to 14 day outlook for October 5th through October 11th, pretty much similar situation for the temperatures. Your best chance of below normal temperatures will be the Panhandle and southeast mainland. Meanwhile, the west coast has a little bit better than 50% chance of above normal temperatures. Much of the state looking like fall normals. And then for our precipitation, most of the mainland portions of the state, a better than 50% chance that we're going to have above normal precipitation, and then for the Panhandle below normal precipitation. So that's all we have for our public weather. Thanks for tuning in. Please, folks, stay safe out there and tune in to your forecast office for the latest updates.